Good evening again. My name is Dave Weber, and as you probably know, I'm running for President of the United States. And you can find my videos under Friends of Dave Weber for America on YouTube. Then they'll be on Twitter, as well as on my Facebook page. Tonight I just want to talk about one issue, a very, very sticky issue that has a lot of opinions and has come. Both sides of the aisle have different views on it, and that is either are you pro-choice or are you pro-life? And we're talking about women's rights and abortion. It's a very, very difficult issue that no matter which way you look at it, somebody's going to be mad at you. But I'll give you my take on it, the way I think it can and should be handled, and then you can decide for yourself. By the way, I'm going to make this as short a video as I can because I've noticed that the longer it goes, the less it gets viewed. So this should be a short video. So let's talk about pro-choice and pro-life. First of all, I don't like abortion. I don't like the word abortion. I don't like the idea of abortion. However, I do not think the government should have a right or has a right to tell people what decisions to make that affect their lives. Now I know this affects their life as well as the unborn baby's life, but it still is a personal decision. So I'm caught somewhere in between, aren't I? I don't like abortion, but I don't like the government telling us how to think. So here's the way I view it should be handled. You have a young, and usually we're talking about abortions for girls, teenage girls and young women is the biggest share of it. So I believe we should do this. I believe there should be a law enacted, a bill passed, whatever you want to call it, that says that any woman under the age of 21 who wishes to have an abortion should have an advocate, and that means an adult. I don't mean her 22-year-old sister or her best friend who's 6 months older and happens to be 22. I'm talking about a parent or an aunt or someone who's an adult as an advocate. And I believe that both the mother and the advocate should be required to go through counseling, private counseling, not Planned Parenthood or through a parent or through someone like that. I'm talking about an individual objective counselor or psychologist, and they should be required to attend at least 5 sessions, maybe 10. You can come up with any number you want, but I believe that they should do counseling. I don't think that at that age that young women are really prepared to make that decision. It's a tough decision. You know, they're sorry they're pregnant, they don't want to have a baby, but then you got the baby to think about. And we have many, many couples in this country, whether same-sex couples or just man and woman who cannot have a baby, that want babies, want children, and they would be glad to adopt instead of having to go overseas to do so. I think that's something to be considered. There are many young women, as they get older and they think back to what they did, many times they will regret it, and it's going to bother them emotionally. I don't know if everyone will, but what I'm saying is I'm not in favor of abortion, but I don't believe the government should make that decision. I think that decision needs to be made as an educated decision. It's just like educating our kids in school. You know, we want to make sure they get the proper education before they go out and make decisions in life. This is a huge, huge issue, and it's a huge, huge decision. And I don't think it's just a matter of the government saying, okay, here's what you got to do. You should have abortions. You should not have them at all. Or go ahead, whatever you want to do. We don't care. It's not an issue that's that black and white, that's cut and dried. It's an issue that takes a lot of thought, and I believe a lot of counseling. And for the people involved, they need to have the proper people to talk to, a psychologist, whoever, a counselor who's trained to do this, until they're prepared to make the right decision. And then when they make that decision, that's their decision. And a lot of people will disagree with me. Some will agree with me, I hope. But I don't think that it's our right to govern and to make these kinds of decisions for people, to tell them how to live their lives, how to think. We need to help them learn how to think, make educated decisions. That's what we need to do. We need to be smarter about it. See, common sense is not very common anymore. And you know, tough issues like this, many times they require more than just one or two people pushing their thoughts and their beliefs on people. The government should not be making those decisions, but they should be putting the people in the proper place, in the proper position to be able to make an educated decision. That's my view on that policy, that problem, that topic. Again, thank you all for listening, and God bless America.